Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. We are covering the bronze match. These are the losers of the semi-finals, to put it bluntly. Winners in the quarterfinals, of course. Winners of other tournaments, but only fighting for third place here. So it's very well, it's a rematch, a rerun of the final of the Summer Invitational between Petric and Tagada. Petric with that alias for any speed draw. Shout out to all the weebs. I have no idea what show that's from, as I'm not one of you. Anyway, the score so far is 2-0, which we saw in that, which you may have seen in the video previously, directly previously to this one. If you haven't, catch yourself up, and also catch yourself up on the whole tournament, because I covered all of the playoffs, at least so far. We have the final to go after this series, but right now let's concentrate on this. Petric has to win this game to stay alive in the tournament, well, stay alive in the series. He is 2-0 down, and it is a best of 5. And we're on Setton's Clutch, no other place to decide this match, potentially. Tagada will want to clean sweep his opponent. He will not feel good about how the semi-final went. He lost well, he had he lost the first 2 games, came back to 2-all, and then lost the final game. Almost reverse sweeped Turbo, but failed at the final hurdle. So both players leaving the base now. They both have 2 factories in the base. Tagada's gone for 2 land factories. Petric, a land and an air factory, and he's got a bomber finished when Tagada is halfway through his air factory. So risky to play this late in the air game. Bit risky to delay that. Bombers can do a lot of damage. This Celine looking to get in behind. It's not going to, though. Fails to kill the enemy Celine as well. ACU turns his formidable weapon to the right and blasts him into a tiny chunk of matter. The labels really don't like this view, do they? That's what is that? Anyway, here comes the bomber. In more relevant news, oh, let's do some manual tracking here. Oh, it's just landing. He's idle. That was all the bomber himself doing it. Very smart artificial intelligence in these things. Wonder how choppy this would come through in the video. Try and keep it smooth. Oh, look at that. Oh, he only got 2 there. I actually thought he was going to get 3, but he gets 2 kills as the ACs arrive together in middle. Nice micro. 2 more kills. Some damage on the P-gens as well. I don't think he'll be coming back for the P-gens, though. He's going to try and get one more bomb off. He's going to succeed. That engineer's not dodging. And that's a pretty good bomber. Also, the Inti goes down. The bomber somehow escapes the base. Gets away from the Intis. Anti-air now working on the Intis. It's going to have to do... Oh, he's looking for the bomber, actually. He is, for sure. Maybe an attack move would have worked well. Petric reaches middle slightly before Tagada. At least begins reclaiming before Tagada. In the base, we have 5 land factories. Transport almost completed in the air factory already. That's quite nice. We have 5 and a bit land factories and 1 air factory. Expansion looking... Oh. Inties? Do your best. Good stuff. Bomber goes down for free. The opening looking to be going well for Petric. He also gets... Nope. Dodges away from a kill there on a Tham. But Tagada with way more mass, interestingly, already. Perhaps because of his early land factories. Or the first 2 land factories instead of land and air. Petric going for more aggression. Maybe Tagada going for more expansion. You can see he is expanding faster to various locations. Expanding here at the same time as Petric, while also building a factory. That's going to take some, I think, a minute for a single engineer to build that. Tagada taking a lot of HP. He's killing quite a few tanks in the meantime, but losing a lot of HP on his commander as he has no backup. Where are all of his units? Here they are, chilling. But Petric doing a lot of blocking. He might actually... He's trying to find the kill here, in fact, as Tagada drops below 4k. Tagada's reinforcements arrive. Petric's army is getting no bigger. Getting smaller, maybe. 500 damage, or mass in veterancy. Tagada getting very low, but units running out for Petric. 15 kills on the commander. 1000 HP on him. Now imagine a single torp bomber would end the game here. 2 passes, GG. Of course, that's pretty... I mean, it's not impossible. Just saying. Oh! Proxy attempted... There's a scout plane right there. So has Tagada seen it? We'll know by the reaction. I don't see a reaction at the moment. Let me just view... Tagada does like to do this, make a few tanks in this area to prevent drops, I guess, or something. But this anti-air over here is to defend against bombers that might come in. Tagada now with 20 tanks, 20 Zuis. That is a lot of Zuis. Moves to the front and finds himself faced with the enemy commander. Petric not going to allow Tagada to just leave for free there. 1100 HP. Oh, the Zuis. Look at the damage. Look at the damage the Zuis are doing from afar. As Tagada moves back, I mean, there's a lot of missed shots, but only some of them need to hit. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Petric needs to work on getting this reclaim ASAP. Even if he overflows it. As long as Tagada does not get it. He has control, he needs to use it immediately. He starts patrolling and we'll start sucking up a lot of mass here. Some of the wrecks have taken damage actually from the Zuis, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's not the worst thing. The proxy begins. We got 4 factories up already. They reveal themselves, the tanks start moving in, but multiple factories up for Tagada in the area. 3 already. And will he even invest in another one? We shall see. Actually, that's a nice tank back here. We have another factory here making tanks, factory here making tanks. So yeah, he probably doesn't need to invest into more. The engineers are not going to finish that factory. Very good bomber comes in, kills them, and now Tagada even dropping a full Seraphim transport worth of tanks and Zuis into the production. Pretty good move, I would say. And Tagada with a lot of units at the front as well. Petric 4k total mass behind. Petric actually heading into the water. I don't know if I like this. He's left a lot of mass in the front, and yeah, he can't spend it right now. It seems his expansion looking weak on the rock and then beach position. Air only being constructed now, but okay, 1 transport moving to the island. Maybe another transport to the island would be... The other island as well would be good. But, yeah, I don't want him to leave any of this mass behind. Again, even if he overflows it, it's better than Tagada taking control of it. He's going for T2 and his commander. Meanwhile, Tagada about 60-70% of the way towards his T2 upgrade. This proxy has been killed with extreme prejudice. Didn't get much done. Very good reaction from Tagada. However, he did invest a lot in defending that. He invested APM, he invested quite a few tanks, a lot of factories in this position, which some of them he was building anyway, it seems. Like this one, this one, this one. But they weren't meant to build a lot of tanks, those factories. They were meant to build, you know, engineers and things. Now he has a whole army in the bottom of his base, and if he wants to leave, he's going to run over all of his trees. He probably already has done that. And there's not a whole lot of reclaim to take, but there is some. Overall, a good... that's interesting. This bug is one that is quite disturbing. Not the first time I've seen it. There it goes. Looks like either Tagada got here first and was, or Petric just dropped them and forgot about them, and his transport never returned. He didn't have an order backwards, so, and then Tagada dropped on top. Not sure which it is, but either way, Tagada has both islands. So again, another game looking good for Tagada. Petric is coming back in terms of mass because Tagada is just not fighting for it. I think he had a chance when Petric is in the water. Tagada could have pushed up and maybe secured some reclaim. There is, you know, what's that, 1200 left. Not bad at all, more than the T2 max easily. T2PD going up for Petric. T2PD going up for Tagada. Where are the hills? It's pretty flat. Tagada's kind of behind the hill over there, isn't he? Yes, there he goes shooting the hill. Let's just give you a view. Yeah. Not the best positioning for a PD here. You show that cliff. Show that land. Oh. Now he killed something. But looking good for Petric. He's going to take the rest of this mass here, as we said, about 1200. He's got T2 air on the go. Tagada has had T2 land for quite a while now. And now he also has T2 air. Got a P-gen. Getting rid of some of his T1 factories. And that looks like a big old suicide of Petric's army just happened. It's a technical term. Big old suicide. Not a single tank left. That went into that meat grinder. He does kill a PD, but that's hardly relevant. That's a nice mass donation for Tagada. Meanwhile, he's got a nice drop away on the top side. No anti-air, but 2 Ilshis, 2 Zuis, a Tham, and a Celine. What a squad. What a squad of units. They're even going to take down this factory pretty quickly. 2 mexes down already. A lot of engineers died here. Transport is empty. Don't know where it's going to. I think it was supposed to pick something up, but then he probably gave a move order to the units. And so the transport just says, okay, I'll just go over here then. And pretend to drop something off, even though I'm completely empty. There's a bomber raiding a mass extractor. That stuff is really annoying on Settons. So there's already plenty to worry about. Gunships go to work. They should, as a rule, you should target the artillery first, as they have the most damage and they will die very quickly. We're losing inties to this drop. But yeah, there goes 1 ill sheet. 5 mexes are down. In the middle, the units, well, Tagada has just not been producing T1 units anymore, really. Very few since he recycled his factories. It's just making Ilshis, not making MMLs at all. PD is even invested in this expansion. That's not great, and this is taking a little bit longer than maybe it should to be rebuilt. Here's a drop from Petric. There is an anti-air. There's anti-air from the frigates. The anti-air is not going to kill this transport as it is T2, but there is a PD here. Is it in range is the question. It is. If he moves away now, he can actually... Damn, Petric not paying attention here. He's lost both the Zoes, which means the PD will not be able to be killed because there's only Thams and she's just dying to PD and Zoe. And now the Thams move. And that is sad. He is going to actually manage to kill a couple of mexes, most likely, as well as an engineer. But that could have... There's a potential for a total island wipe there. I mean, it's small potential, but it was there nonetheless. That's a Zooey drop into the back. Nice staging ground here from the island to send your drops away from. T2 engineer invested into building some factories, goes down to a frigate. Meanwhile, in the front base, Petric in range of 4 PDs simultaneously. That's gonna chunk your health. Oh my god, 6,000 HP all of a sudden. Make that 5,600. That was costly. Very costly. This base is not gonna be assaulted anytime soon. A shield, Seraphim shield and 4 T2 PDs is pretty strong. Another drop arrives. That Max was surely upgrading and very close to being finished. This one upgrades, giving it a lot more HP. Engineers move in to maybe reclaim the Zoes, please. Yeah, do it. No, they're building. No, they were reclaiming and now they're building a Mex. That's so sad. T2 Mex goes down now. Another T2 Mex will go down soon as well. These Zoes doing a lot of damage, being spread everywhere. And ooh, Natha's coming in from the top side. The Navy is just ongoing, just random frigates fighting back and forth. Who will go T2 Navy first and actually win one of the pawns? Both the pawns under attack. I think I saw, yeah, there is T2 Navy on the way here, but with no assistance. Here's a flak. Multiple gunships are going to be needed to kill that. Will the gunship survive? It will. It's a beefy Voltu with 10% more health. Is it 10% more? It has more health, more damage, more cost than others. Oh, here come the Nathas. 3 T2 pigeons go down to the Nathas. That was fantastic. Tagada gonna suffer a pretty major power stall, but still has 1200 power. Oh, another Nath. Where did that Natha come from? Just survived, and then I don't know where its bomb dropped after that. Maybe he hit Inties with that, I'm not sure. This forward production getting mauled. There's too many frigates here, and Zoe's moving in are going to add a lot to the DPS here. Petric looking frayed at the edges here. Lost the front mechs, probably to a frigate. Lost a lot of mexes here to drops. This drop did quite significant damage. And some of these Ushis haven't been grabbed. The 600 mass here that he kind of needs. He is now 15k mass in total behind his opponent Tagada. Tagada retreating to his base and replacing those T2 power generators. Got a lot of T2 mechs in the back. And on the beach positions. So Tagada, it looks like when you have these mechs upgraded, definitely looks like you will be playing to win the Navy on the beach side rather than the rock side. That's so many PDs attacking this commander. And he's running into the water now, where he does not have naval control. So it's quite risky. There's gunship coming. I think torpedo bombers should be constructed. This base is killed. Meanwhile, there was like 10 Ilchis which should have been able to defend it. They're just out of position. Tagada baiting in Petric into an air fight over 2 flaks. And Petric tries to run away, and at that point Tagada comes in behind him. Tagada now looks to have more, shaving off so many inties for free here. Petric just trying to run. He can't turn and fight this. He also has nowhere to run to. He doesn't have much anti... Okay, he has some T1 anti-airs here he could fly to. Tagada gives up the chase, perhaps ill-advisedly. I think Tagada could have crushed all the inties there if he continued. But didn't take the risk. He had good vision from the frigates as well, I guess. So maybe he could have. Petric with the gun there just walked in, crushed this base before the Ilshis were reacting. That's a huge drop into the middle of the base. And this PD, I don't think it'll get finished. There's a couple of PDs here. They're also going down. P-Gen's going down. A bomber comes out of the factory. Notha's also coming in, doing a lot of damage. And the ACU returns to try and kill some stuff. TMD goes down. No mexes have gone down. That's the only thing that really hasn't taken damage. The HQ taking a little bit of damage as well. The units inside being killed while under construction. There goes T2NG. You want to build that? I think not. All the T2NGs here have also gone down. But he has a really big T2NG with a gun walking around. So the T2 shouldn't be a problem. Really, his arm gets absolutely huge when you get that T2 upgrade. Before that, it's just like a little stump. T3 land for Petric, and he's just pushing through middle. Look at the Zooey spam through the middle, where all the Ilshis have returned home, and so they just give up so much ground at the front. T3 tank dropped into the rock base. Get moving. Also in the north side, PD defending against the frigates pretty well. That's actually a very good fight for Tagada here. All of these units firing, except this guy is lazy watching. But that's a nice 5v3 there. Very good kills from Tagada, but does he have the production to maintain this? Oh, this Autumn needs a lot of move orders so it doesn't get killed by Zooies. Simply by Zooies. Speaking of Zooies, it's a massacre in the front line as the Ilshis just go to work on them. Also, we have some T2PDs going up from the courtesy of the commander. Petric is walking forward with T2, the gun, and Nano on his back as he's totally lost control of the Navy on the bottom side. Still though, T2 Navy not finished for Tagada. This seems very late for T2 Navy considering the situation. You want to have the cruiser ready to go once you have the frigates to win control. So he's a bit slightly mistimed that perhaps. Maybe he could have had T2 Navy a bit sooner, but you know, he was getting dropped in his main base, losing pigeons left, right, and center. Notha's flying around in the back. You'd never want to see that. There goes the T2 Max. Unfortunately, there's already 5 inties here. Oh, he killed the mechs. At least he killed a reclaim. That's something, but not huge. You'd rather kill the mexes. Fails to get a bomb away there. The inties do their job just in time. And this engineer will do nothing. Another drop coming in. What went down there? Was that an inti or a Notha? All Seraphim units look the same, so it's really difficult to know. This transport will not drop its cargo. I think he was going to drop in the water there, but failed. Is there a flak here? I do not see flak. That's a lot of T2PDs, and it's a lot of inties fighting here. I don't know if Petric wins this. It looks close. Petric, is he... Okay, that was a bad turn by Petric. He's going to lose now for sure. Did not have a tight circle there. Now Tagada goes idle with his out of fuel inties. But yeah, still wins. Petric with the Autumns and Zooies at the front. His ACU looking for another veterancy. He has a lot of HP. He's going to suicide his Autumns. It's very sad. There's just so many T2PDs at the front here. 9 T2 artillery also for some reason. Oh my god, he has 12,500 mass in the bank. Petric completely out of mass. Still has not taken control of the top pond. Needs destroyers. Going for cruisers first. Gets a couple of those out to try and do some damage. Cruisers also great at killing naval factors. If you can just screen a little bit for them with frigates, you will get rid of these factories very quickly. Cruisers similarly coming out for Tagada on the bottom side. I hear an Autumn on the left. Hey, this is probably the same Autumn that was dropped earlier on. Maybe. It does have 39 kills, so that's why I'm thinking that it was not dropped recently. Petric trying to find another angle of attack, but he is not out of range of the PDs. If we just hit the hotkey here, you can see that really he has to be right on the coast to get past them, and you don't even really want to do that. So he's actually using the T3 shield here with 10k HP on it, by the way, to allow him to maybe venture into range. Looks like a pretty decent fight here. Cruiser actually doing some damage to the frigate. And the Zeus, where are they headed? More frigates coming in from the top. So it actually looks like a little dangerous for this cruiser. You don't want to lose these cruisers. They have to stay alive. We have a lot of damage to do. Also, these frigates seem to be killing, or at least doing a lot of damage to the air units that are flying out of these air factories. Yeah, there goes the scout. They all have a lot of damage done, and I think some of that is certainly from two air units. Here comes a strap bomber. Speaking of air units, is there T3 air anywhere? Oh, the tank. Here comes the Autumn. Please kill the PD. It's going to target the engineers first. The strap bomber's coming in. Oh, it looks like it's flying directly into the cloud of Inties. Inties auto attack onto it. He's going to take so much damage. He may survive though. He does. This needs a lot of micro to stay away from these Inties. That's T3 air. Here it is. He's dropping to kill the T2 P-gens and some anti-air. Turns away and oh, a SAM goes up just in time and snipes the Strat out of the air. Not a bad bomb, but not in the end what Petric really hoped for. So many frigates on this side. It's really an unnecessary number of frigates. You gotta say, probably should just pause all this production, focus on the T2 Navy, and focus on holding on to the top pond, because that's still, he can still fight here. He's actually making no frigates, which seems a bit silly. Silly might be the wrong word, but look at this Autumn though. 58 kills, 5,300 mass killed. There once was some engineers here, and a T2 mechs, and a PD. That's all gone. However, there goes another NG. And a mechs. 60 kills, 5 veterancy. T2 artillery turns its head towards the Zeus. Look at those annoying Zeus. They're actually in position to kill TMD here, which is quite nice. The problem is he doesn't see the TMD, so that's an issue. And yeah, this production is all going to go down. Petric needs to look into putting insane pressure on the rock position as fast as he can now. Looks like a lot of Zeus just started to try and come through here, and they all got murked by an enormous fleet of frigates. Finally, some air units decide to be well, Tagada finally decides to dispatch some air units to kill the siege tank. It could have died eons ago, but instead it got 60 kills and survived for at least, 5 minutes at least, maybe 10 minutes, and got 5,500 mass kills. So Not the best reaction, not the fastest reaction from Tagada, but finally it's gone down. The rock position going the way of my voice. That is breaking. T2 mechs is in the island. That's, well, I guess it's quite safe-ish. It's really not that safe. If Petric pays attention here, you'll see, I mean, that's, I mean, one drop here. Some Zuis and an Autumn would be ideal. That's a T3 engineer. You don't lose that guy to a frigate. It's an elite top level builder, and he is dead. Just assuming an engineer's gender there. Sniper bots for Tagada. Not sure what they're going to be used against. Maybe you can move forward and take out some PDs. But, oh, look at this drop. Just a T1 drop with Zuis. And the Zuis sent to counter. Also bombers and gunships. This is going to end pretty quick. This particular threat. The island still alive somehow. One cruiser should clean this up. A drop needed to take this. And also some drops forward to take a lot of reclaim. And maybe even claim the rock position for himself. Maybe get some engineers here. Could be good. The T3 Air is now under production for Tagada. He's got, ooh, yeah, he's planning a lot of air. Realizes that Petric's only advantage really is in the T3 air game, or has been recently. So 6 ASF. So Petric hasn't been going too hard in the ASF production either. It's actually already been passed out. Tagada with an ever-growing bank of mass. Last we checked, he was at 12,500. Now he's at 17 to 18,000. 4 Autumns dropped. Full capacity T2 transport lands and returns to base, leaving a formidable army, which is now awaiting orders and shooting a hill with its longer range cannon. Get bombed. Here an anti-air shooting for the last 10 minutes. Turns out it was this one, killing a gunship. ASF's arrived to steal the kill, much to the chagrin of the anti-air. Was looking for its first. Denied. Look at that, it did almost into all the damage. And then an ASF comes in and steals. Typical. Any T3 mexes going, lads? Any T3 mexes? Tagada? Yes, there we go. Right next to T3 Pigeon. And the ASF production, we have a T3 mex. RTs coming after the cruisers. Unfortunately, these TMD, which could have been killed, were never killed because there was a small lack of scouting. Here come more Zuis. He's short. Well, now he has vision, that's for sure. Here come the Zuis to take out some TMDs. There are a lot more TMD. Gunships. Whoa. Okay, so these 4 Autumns. I don't know where the 4th one died, but 3 of them died here anyway. 4th one, I do not see, but they're dying to bombers. 4. Oh no. What's dying here? 4 Autumns dropped in the back. That's more mass donation. Did he drop? Did he kill some ASF? Is that what those are? Are those ASF? I'm not sure, but let's go. There was 4 Autumns. Oh, he actually managed to kill a mex here. That's quite disappointing for Petric, but still, tons of mass. He's got a factory right next to it. That's a donation. However, the rock position, that's not looking too healthy. And Tagada is looking healthier. The artillery is doing a good job. He's actually killed all of the frigates with artillery. How many artillery did he invest in is the question, because, well, only 3 T2RTs here, and actually, Tagada spent all his mass. So where did that mass go? Hey, that's probably where it went. Into this T3 naval factory and a battleship. That's has to be where most of it went. Also have a little bit of T3 land production. Not too much. Maybe there's another T3 mechs on the way. There is. Can't really afford that anymore. But yes, T3 Navy, sorry. Cruisers beating destroyers. You saw it here first. Oh, you probably saw it in some 400 rated game as well. Actually, we saw it in the in Keen's replay review. We saw cruisers beating destroyers. Does happen. Even at a 1k level. Cruisers are not defeating the Autumns though. They're getting under the shield which seems to be protecting very little, so that's interesting. T1 PDs come up. Oh no, there's a PGen right here. The TMDs have gone down. I don't know where the cruisers are firing, but they should be firing at the T3 PGen. Also the okay, that's more TMD going down via the Autumns. There's a lot of... Oh, the reclaim is gone now. That's very sad. But the cruisers are in. There's PGens everywhere, and they're in quite precarious positions. Oh, some bombers just got hit by cruisers there. This PGen is dead. And so is this one. That's 5,000 power production disappearing in the blink of an eye, and the battleship has been idle. That is the first battleship, isn't it? No, never mind. It's not idle. He's got one right here. This is the first one. We did have a drop up here. Somehow there's still 2 mexes, and no recapturing by Petric. There's no way Petric can afford T3 Navy, that's for sure. He is making eco though. This is what's needed. T3 mechs over here. What's going on? Ooh, a nuke from Petric. That is his play. I don't see any T3 engineers here, and I don't see any SMD here. So front base looking vulnerable, but again probably not. Oh no, don't tell me that was T3 Air HQ. That was the T3 Air HQ that just went down. And the T3 Land HQ is also going down. There's no way to save it. Even if the cruisers were doing nothing, the battleship, and if not the first, the second battleship would take care of this. That is the end of both the land and the air HQs for Petric. He's now making some more power, assisting his nuke. And look at that, a single engineer dispatched to the island with a very important mission. Oh, another drop to the front, and another merciless killing by the cruisers. They're going to take out an Autumn, and they took out two of the flak there, both the flak that were on board. More drops coming in. Autumns and Zooies. Getting very close to the ASF. Oh yeah, he adjusted. See, we're catching some things in real time. It's very exciting. Look, he moved the order slightly backwards. My casting in a nutshell. 8,500 mass killed on the battleship. This base, this forward base, main base, is doomed. Utterly. Omni will go down. relatively soon. This shield is actually about to drop. There it goes. It's down. The shield gen, I think, is what's being targeted. Yes, indeed. There it goes. And there goes the Omni. And there goes the Engineer just before the shield is constructed. And it's all bad for Petric. But he does have a nuke half loaded in his nuke launcher. Tagada, meanwhile, does not have SMD. He doesn't. I have the range rings for TMD and shields on these, what are they called? Countermeasure rings. And you'll notice there isn't one that's about this size if you round it off. It's, there is no SMD. There is a nuke of his own, but it is behind Petric's. Significantly, now an SMD under construction next to the air production. This is obviously a much more important position than the original main base. He's got 6 T3 gens, he's got T2 gens, he's got air HQ, he's got 4 T3 mexes, he's got a nuke. There's no question that this is what needs to be protected. Front base, even if it's lost, Tagada still should be in a great position by my reckoning. Petric has only still made that 1 T3 mex. He hasn't made any more because of course he's all in on this nuke, I think. Although he's not really assisting too much. He has to actually replace some P-gens that he's lost. Yeah, he lost 2 P-gens here. That's what's slowing him down again. I wonder, has he replaced the land HQ at all? Or the air HQ? Well, there's the T2 air HQ. I think it's just all engineers on the nuke is what's happening here. And let what happens happen. We see if it lands. If it does, there's a game to be had. If it doesn't, that will be it. I'm sure he's going to go for the airbase. It's just a question of whether it will land, and it looks like it's going to land, I gotta say. It really looks like there's no way that Tagada can load this thing in time. Petric is so close to launching. Well, we might have some split screen action, guys. We may have some more split screen primo action. Uh-oh. What are these Natas for? What is these ASF doing? Cleaning air is Tagada. He has so many ASF. That's such a stupid amount of ASF considering his opponent does not have an air factory, and that's 4 Autumns which could have been dropped back here. He attempted to drop them right into Petric's mouth, and they were sniped by 4 ASF before the ASF went down. Here come Nathas into the back. There's no anti-air. Who cares? There's a nuke launched, and I'm sure it's launched for here. I actually missed where it's launched towards. There's no way he's going to go for the main base, right? There's no way. He has to go for the big play and go for the airbase. And yeah, he's flying directly over. It's not even close. It's not even close. Let's get a nice view. Hey, what's that up there? Oof. Everything died. That's, oh, let's see how much damage that did. Let me see. 85,000 mass killed. Oh my god, that is disgusting. And might I remind you, there is no TMD or SMD in the front base either. And there's also, I mean, is there a single T3 gen elsewhere in the map? He has 10k power production, so there must be. Okay, here we have 3 actually. He was preparing for this slightly in advance. Another pigeon going up here. So yeah, he's going to replace the power very quickly. Also building an SMD in this position. He doesn't want to build... He basically doesn't want to... Okay, yeah, those Natas have done a lot. I did mention that just before we went on to other things that, you know, there is no anti-air here. But that's a lot of damage. ASF, I mean, they're... The inties are mainly dying to the anti-air here. Oh, I hope that wasn't T3, was it? It may have been. This is a T3 mech. This cannot go down. Cannot allow this T3 mech to go down. Oh. There's so many Nathas though. It is gonna die, isn't it? No. What a sad, sad sight. Well, somehow this anti-air spam is actually worth it because he just continually flies back and forth over it. And here come the Natas flying into a lot of T1 anti-air. They all have so much vet though. Those Natas. And the huge number of kills they have. The main base is disappearing. There's not much left there. Not much at all. That's a way too... That's... I almost said there's way too many battleships. Whoa. Why is the naval factory gone? Did Tagada reclaim it for mass? His T3 naval factory? Is he loading nukes? He is. He's loading 2 nukes. I very much like that move too. And they're actually... He started them almost at the same time. That's nice as well. So you don't have to have one finished and then wait for the other. But yeah, huge damage from the air at the back of the base. And still Tagada has to be in a much better position. He still has his front base. Let's see actually. The nuke... it's not loading too quickly. I'm not sure. Was he stalling at some point? Is that what happened? Did he stall mass and things? I'm not sure. He has his own SMD as well. Making a lot of power now. Has to replace this this economy quickly and maybe tone down the spam of anti-air, because yes, he needs to defend himself, but he spent 7,600 in anti-air now. In crappy T1 anti-air. Well, it's not that crappy, but it's not the best either. Here's a drop with 4 T2 transports. He's got 12 Autumns and 4 flak. Heading somewhere. For now, heading just for a trip on the water. I think he's gonna aim deep with these things. Doesn't want to land in the rock base. Screw that. There's nothing there worth killing. He's going deep. But how deep? Is my question. Sam's going up. Sam's absolutely needed for Petric. Also, cruisers being spread to try and defend from the left side. Here come the Autumns. Not as deep as I thought they may have gone. There's just random Zuis fighting against them. They're not going to stop 12 Autumns. How is he going to stop 12 Autumns? He has got nano and gun and T3 on his commander. So his commander can do a lot. Especially with a static shield next to him. He's going to spam a lot of PDs though. I think he should step forward now. And look at that. The timing. He's stepping forward. Oh, he's just stepping in under the shield. Okay. And he launches another nuke. This time he launches at the new SMD. And it's already loaded. A huge number of engineers taking care of that. First overcharge goes into a very low HP Autumn, sadly. This looks a bit scary. What's his power production like? It's huge right now. It's another overcharge. That's a good one. 2 Autumns go down. A lot of damage being taken though. And there's not going to be much reclaim left over, I'd say. PD's dying. Autumns are dying as well, but multiple T3 pigeons went down. The nuke was defended, did not land. Unsurprisingly, 3rd pigeon survives. The damn cruisers are going to kill loads of the reclaim. Take it out of their wages. Look at this. No. He needs everything. He needs everything and more, and his cruisers are not cooperating. Not at all. I love that this transport is still here. So, that was a very ambitious nuke. You can see it wasn't even close to landing. Tagada with a huge number of engineers assisting it constantly. And now Tagada finally decides to make his own T3 commander. And also decides to finally make some more T3 mexes, because he's not making them. He actually hasn't been making T3 mexes. Seems like he just was so focused on getting the SMD up. He's actually making a second SMD, is he? He has two, in fact. Okay, yeah, so that's where all his mass went. He's not been upgrading T3 mexes. He only has 3 now. Petric, meanwhile, has more. 9. I mean, he's really lacking T2 mexes, especially in the airbase, but, and, I mean, the rock. Looking poor for both of them. Very difficult to hold on. Here comes the nukes from the battleships are finished now. And they're targeted into this base. Maybe not in the best position, but I mean the nuke is going to go down. There's only one SMD, one missile loaded, and the SMD is going to go down. Nuke goes down. ACU has its buddies destroyed next to him. Revenge is sweet, says Tagada. I guess revenge for Petric's nuke? Bit of a weird comment, but huge damage done by that battleship now, 4 vets. And that's extremely bad for Petric. That might be the killing blow. We were just talking about how much eco he had in terms of T3 mechs compared to Tagada, but now he's lost so much power that he just cannot. Oh, he's actually making teleport at that exact moment. And now 4 Autumns sneak past his cruisers and are going to kill 3 T3 mexes and their storages, of course. Assuming they move, there they begin moving just in time to avoid the cruiser missiles. That's a disgusting drop that should never have happened. We have cruisers in the area, but they did not shoot down that transport. The gap was found. More Autumns dropped into the right side, and they're going to run over this position. Oh, another T3 mech is in the firing line. Still basically no T3 air production. Of course, he can't afford it now. He's making teleport. Autumns move in. They're going to farm so much veterancy from the anti-air and also the mexes and whatever. But really, the only thing we need to concern ourselves now is whether Tagada can die to teleport. And it looks to me to be very unlikely that he will die here. 16 T2BDs on screen surrounding the commander. He doesn't have nano or anything to give him some extra HP, but there are shields that he's standing in and under. And there's a lot of PDs being constructed everywhere. Also some TMD being constructed. Just for safety. Looks like he's sticking with... Oh yeah, he's still building more PDs. Tagada... Whoa, why did he lose so much power there? Suddenly just went negative power. Maybe that was just a... Actually, I have no idea what that was. Petric siphoning Tagada's power, clearly. Just kidding. That's not what you want to see when you're trying to make your blast gun. He's losing every P-gen. There goes 2. A third one is going to go down. There's nothing to kill this. Except cruisers, and we all know how well they've done. Yeah, instead they'll just kill the reclaim. Good move there. It couldn't be more obvious that Petric is making teleport at this point. He now reveals the blast gun, the splash gun. You can see it does. How much damage is it? 600 to 700 damage per shot with AoE, so it's you can't really miss it once it starts shooting you. And he's not teleported yet. He needs to find the commander. The commander is like right in here. What Tagada should do is head into the water. And would you look at that? There he goes. He wasn't going to die with this many PDs around anyway. But he's definitely not dying to a blast gun, splash gun, if he is under the surface of the water. And we are coming to the end of this game. Petric with a T2 transport next to him. Looks like he's going to drop, even though he has teleport. Interesting. Is he going to drop into the water and then teleport for some reason? Maybe. Any more nukes? Not so far. They're about halfway. In those battleships, there's really nothing going on in Petric's base anymore. Nothing at all. So we get some dead air. Dead air brought to you by Tagada. Oh, how do we catch him? This is not easy. So let's zoom out. Where is he headed and how is he going to get there? ASF. There he goes. Goodbye. Tagada wins 3-0. That was a pretty interesting sentence clutch game. Tagada kind of just had a lead there, but completely... Well, he messed up with the not having an SMD when he really should have and could have afforded it easily. Tagada also banking a lot of mass in this game. And Petric, well, this is not the Petric that we have seen in, say, last year's end of year championship. I'm pretty sure he's going to be, he's going to take some motivation from this and is maybe also going to take some motivation from the large prize pool in the next tournament. And he's going to get some practice in. But Tagada looking good. He takes 3rd place in the Fall Invitational. Petric relegated to 4th. And the next coverage will be of the best of 7 final between Nexus and Turbo 2. Stay tuned for that in the very near future. And then after that, stay tuned for the wonderful end of year championship, all of its 4 or even 5 qualifiers and the finals and the group stage and all the games. There's going to be a lot of casters covering it this year, thankfully. And yes, stay tuned. Also follow the FAF live Twitch channel and things, and click on all the links, and you know the drill. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you very soon in the next video.